So the angry reactions guy was arrested, and we're going to talk about what happened and why he became the angry reacts guy in the first place. And I think if you've watched my channel before, you're going to understand why his quote about why he started doing this in the first place is so relevant. Of course, I don't know anything much about this case. Very little is being reported. He has a court date on March 5th. Let's get into it. So it's a bit small here. He's the second one. This is from February 12th. So last week. And you see he's the second one here, so Oneya Johnson. This is in Burbank, California. And he was arrested at 11:10 is when the report is timestamped for. He was booked not too long later, 25 minutes later. And this charge here, we're going to see he is charged with felony domestic violence. We'll get into that. His bail amount was $50,000, and the location of the arrest is redacted, but it appears to have happened at a hotel. And it was TMZ that broke this story. We're going to look at some of the reactions to the news breaking from comments on their social media profiles. Because, but quick context for the story. According to law enforcement sources who spoke with TMZ, the 25-year-old influencer who gained fame for his angry reactions on TikTok and Instagram was arrested Monday evening around 11 p.m. in Burbank. Sources claim that a woman called 911 from a hotel to report an alleged altercation between her and Johnson. According to police, Johnson and the woman got into a verbal argument that eventually turned physical. It has not been made clear as to what exactly happened between the two parties, but Johnson's alleged actions were enough to land him in cuffs and book him into a local jail. According to the Burbank Police Department report, the influencer has since been charged with felony domestic violence and was released from jail after posting a $50,000 bail. He's due to appear in court on March 5th, and if proven guilty, he can face up to 2 to 5 years in state prison or a year in county prison, plus a fine of up to $10,000 per California state law. Now, I wanted to look at this statute because it's going to help us inform why it's felony domestic violence based on the next thing we're going to read in the article. And I want to use this summary of a law firm, but we're going to get into the penal code itself to look at a definition here. So in short, this summary here gives us a good idea. There are at least 5 situations where domestic violence is a felony in California felony charges under Penal Code 2735 and could be filed if a person, 1, inflicts corporal injury resulting in a traumatic condition upon an intimate partner, commits DV and has certain prior battery convictions within 7 years, so a prior charge, commits DV and has a prior domestic battery conviction within 7 years, commits DV causing serious bodily injury, commits DV with force likely to cause great bodily injury. And the relationships can involve a spouse or former spouse, a cohabitant or former cohabitant, fiance or fiancée, someone with whom the accused has or previously had an engagement or dating relationship, or the mother or father of the accused child. In California, domestic violence is classified as the wobbler, which means it can be charged as either a felony or a misdemeanor. Facts important to a prosecutor in deciding whether to file a felony or a misdemeanor are the extent of the victim's injuries, the facts of the case, and the accused's prior criminal history. Now, if we jump over to the code, and let me just say this, it appears that he was in the hotel room with someone that he had an intimate relationship with. He has 2 kids with a woman named Jillian, and they've broken up previously, but to me, it's unclear. They might be together right now. This may have been who was with him on the 12th. I don't actually know. But I did do a quick search. I tried to comb through, and I don't see anything coming up about a previous arrest for him. That's not saying there isn't a prior conviction of some sort, but I wasn't able to pull one up. I don't know. I know that he lived in another state before, so maybe California, maybe it wasn't part of this TMZ report. But if he doesn't have a prior conviction, and we're going to read something in the article that makes me say the injuries were not severe, that kind of leads us down to this other possibility that it was a traumatic condition. And I think we need to read what a traumatic condition is. As used in this section, traumatic condition means a condition of the body such as a wound or external or internal injury, including but not limited to. Now, pay attention to the examples. This is not exhaustive, but injury as a result of strangulation or suffocation, whether of a minor or serious nature, caused by a physical force. For purposes of this section, strangulation and suffocation include impeding the normal breathing or circulation of the blood of a person by applying pressure to the throat or neck. So it says including but not limited to injury as a result of strangulation or suffocation. That's the line item that we get here. And again, this felony arrest could have wobbled to a felony arrest because there's a prior conviction sitting somewhere, or there's a severe injury otherwise. But if we go back to the article, TMZ's law enforcement sources also reported that the woman did not require any medical attention. It is also unclear at this time who the woman is and the extent of her relationship with the social media influencer. Now, so that's what we know about the case and the arrest so far. But what really caught my attention was, you see the name of this influencer is he's the Angry Reacts guy. And we had a quote here that I think sums up why I think it's so relevant. Oneya Johnson, better known as Angry Reactions on social media, has more than 27.7 million followers on TikTok and an additional 2 million on Instagram. The influencer, who gained fame and notoriety online in 2020, is best known for his viral videos where he angrily reacts and reviews various videos across social media. Johnson's videos became so viral when he first began that he even gained 1 million followers on TikTok within a 24-hour window, according to BuzzFeed. Speaking with BuzzFeed, Johnson revealed that before becoming a viral sensation, he was homeless in Indiana when he created his first video. He did mention, there's somewhere else mentioned, other blogs mentioned he became homeless. He lived in a car after breaking up with the ex Jillian. I'm not 100% versed in Oneya Johnson's biography, though, but it's what I did see. I came across that. When asked how he came up with the idea behind his angry persona, he said this. Basically, took how the world sees and made it his online personality. He said, if I passed you on the street and I don't say a word, I look like the angriest person in the world. But when you actually get to know me, I'm a really positive person. And so this is an example. There's some examples here of, the personality he takes on as an influencer. Here he is with Mr. Beast doing his signature face. A lot of his content is him reacting with the face to certain different cooking videos and other things that people do in viral videos. Quite literally, angry reacts. So then I wanted to look at some of the reactions to TMZ posts on social media. And, everyone's like, oh, so he's angry in real life. This is an acclaimed counselor who says people with anger problems usually do domestic violence too. Anger problems are a red flag. And someone responds that the more counselors the country gets, the dumber we get. And the counselor, the supposed counselor, responds back, have a good day, Dan. Just Google power and control wheel if you don't believe me. So this counselor's like, if you don't believe me, go look up this model. But this model words it as using economic abuse, preventing her from getting or keeping a job, making her ask for money, giving her an allowance, taking her money, using coercion and threats, making and or carrying out threats to do something to hurt her, using intimidation, making her afraid. So, sometimes when I see things like this, oh, go look at that. That's why I'm right. Gotta take that with a grain of salt. Because this is a counselor referencing something that is specifically gendered. Someone here says, freaking knew it was a legit creepy stare. If you hop over to the Instagram post, I suspected it, not gonna lie. Someone does say just a Karen lying again. He finally got a real angry reaction, damn clout chaser. Well, he was angry all the time. The angry reactions, bro took angry reactions a little too serious. Social media is transforming your lives. This is the end for him, so it was expected. Damn, nah, not actually angry. It was just a skit. And I guess he was on Kai Cenat's show yesterday. Bro really was angry. I suspected it, not gonna lie. And my take on it is this could have happened. But if it didn't happen, this person who is called Angry Reacts, who says, I made a persona out of the way people look at me and expect me to be like, does he have a fighting chance in hell for people to think he wasn't violent if someone says he was violent? And I do think it's interesting that we have no medical treatment necessary, but we have that qualification under California state law that if there's a traumatic type of injury, even if it's a minor injury, which we know there was no medical treatment needed, that involves that certain S word popping up, which is, and of course, that might not be the criteria that this felony wobble happened under, but I'm not aware of any prior convictions. Maybe we'll come across that. It's just me thinking out loud on that part, that we're seeing that same thing come up again. Hopefully everybody's okay. And with that being said, the floor is yours for your thoughts and ideas. How do you think an accusation against someone known as Angry Reacts Guy is going to fare? And any other thoughts you may have. Floor is yours. You guys have a good one.